This is the tale we whisper in the dark when the veil between worlds grows thin. Hello, I'm Marcus, and I'm about to take you on a journey into the shadows where reality blurs and nightmares come alive. One of those nightmares pertains to a ghost story that has haunted our town for generations. And of course, as a certified paranormal investigator, I've done my fair share of ghost hunting, right? Just off the top of my head, I've explored abandoned asylums, decrepit mansions, and I think from that I've encountered quite a few spirits, so I know what I'm talking about. But when it comes to this particular ghost story, whether you're just looking for a thrill or something to keep you up at night, it is worth learning that not all hauntings are created equal. And so without further ado, let's metaphorically light our candles as I uncover the chilling tale of the Whispering Widow. When I first heard about the Whispering Widow, I couldn't believe how eerily similar it was to other ghost stories, and not in a Casper the Friendly Ghost kind of way. I mean, this was a tale that sent shivers down my spine. But here's how the story goes. In our quaint little town, there's an old Victorian house on Elm Street. When you enter the property, you feel an immediate chill, as if the temperature dropped 10 degrees. Nobody would ever willingly stay there overnight, or so we thought. Legend has it that a young couple moved into the house, despite the warnings from locals. They were skeptical of the ghost stories, chalking them up to small-town superstition. But on their very first night, strange things began to happen. The wife woke up to the sound of whispering coming from the walls. At first, she thought it was just the wind, but as she listened closer, she could make out words. "Join me," DeVoe said, over and over again. She tried to wake her husband, but he wouldn't stir. As she reached out to shake him, her hand passed right through his body. Terrified, she ran from the room, only to find herself in an endless corridor that wasn't there before. The whispering grew louder, seeming to come from everywhere at once. And this is where the story takes a truly horrifying turn. The next morning, neighbors found the husband alone in the house, confused and distraught. His wife had vanished without a trace. But here's the kicker. He claimed he had been living alone in the house for years, that he had never been married. When shown pictures of his wife, he couldn't recognize her. It was as if she had been erased from existence, with only the haunting whispers as proof she ever existed. Now, you might be thinking, Marcus, that's just an urban legend, right? Well, let me tell you about my own experience in that house. As a paranormal investigator, I couldn't resist the allure of the Whispering Widow's domain. So, armed with my EMF meter and night vision camera, I ventured into the house one cold October night. The moment I stepped through the threshold, I felt it, that bone-chilling cold that seems to seep into your very soul. My breath came out in visible puffs, despite it being a relatively warm autumn evening outside. As I made my way through the house, my equipment started going haywire. The EMF meter was off the charts, and my camera kept glitching, showing strange shadows that weren't visible to the naked eye. But it wasn't until I reached the master bedroom that things got really freaky. As I stood in the doorway, I heard it, a faint whisper, barely audible at first, but growing louder with each passing second. "Join me," it said, just like in the legend. I felt a presence behind me, a cold breath on my neck. When I turned around, I saw a figure of a woman, translucent and glowing with an otherworldly light. She reached out to me, her fingers almost touching my face before she vanished into thin air. I'd like to say I bravely stood my ground, but the truth is, I ran out of that house faster than I've ever run in my life. And let me tell you, I've never been so glad to see the light of day. But here's the thing that really gets me. When I checked my camera footage later, there was nothing there. No ghostly figure, no whispers, just static and darkness. It was as if the Whispering Widow had erased herself from my evidence, just like she had erased that poor woman from existence. Now, you might be wondering, what makes this ghost different from all the others? Well, let me break it down for you. Most ghosts, in my experience, are remnants of the past, replaying the same scenes over and over. But the Whispering Widow, she's active, she's aware, and worst of all, she's hungry. She doesn't just haunt the house, she consumes the very essence of those who enter. Think about it. A ghost that can not only interact with the living but actually erase them from reality. That's a whole new level of terrifying. It's like she's not just haunting our world. She's creating her own, pulling unsuspecting victims into a realm where she reigns supreme. And the worst part, once you're gone, no one remembers you were ever there. It's like being deleted from existence itself. But why does she do it? That's the question that keeps me up at night. Some say she's lonely, desperately seeking companionship in her eternal solitude. Others believe she's vengeful, punishing the living for some long-forgotten slight. But me, I think it's something far more sinister. I think she's building an army, gathering souls to break the barrier between our world and hers. You see, each person she takes makes her stronger, more real in our world. And with each disappearance, the veil between the living and the dead grows thinner. It's a chilling thought. What happens when that veil finally tears? Will we be overrun by spirits? Will our world merge with theirs? The possibilities are as endless as they are terrifying. Now, I know what you're thinking. Marcus, how can we protect ourselves from something like this? Well, I wish I had a simple answer for you. Salt lines and sage smudging aren't going to cut it with the Whispering Widow, the best protection. Stay away from that house on Elm Street. Don't let curiosity get the better of you. Because once you hear those whispers, it might already be too late. But for those brave or foolish souls who dare to venture into the Whispering Widow's domain, I have a few pieces of advice. First, never go alone. The widow seems to prefer isolated victims. Second, keep something from your life close to you. A photo, a cherished item. It might help anchor you to reality if she tries to erase you. And finally, if you hear the whispers, don't listen. Cover your ears, close your eyes, and get out as fast as you can. As for me, I won't be going back to that house anytime soon. Once was enough to convince me that some mysteries are better left unsolved. But I can't help but wonder, how many others has she taken? How many lives have been erased, leaving nothing but a faint whisper in the wind?